Let's go. What's the day? December 6th, 2020. Welcome to another episode of the Gradual Grind. I'm Evan Anderson.
I'm Jonathan Marcel.
Uh, Here on this show, we talking about the gradual grind. It's our long distance journey to what we want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like we're chasing our goals. And we're breaking down just the mindset, the issues that we're going through, and hopefully that you guys can relate. And this is kind of just like a documentation of our story, so that one day when we get to our goal, our dream, we'll look back and say, here's the blueprint. So today, what's been going on? We usually do a weekly update. So what's going on this past week? Anything new?
Nah, not really. I mean,
No.
same work, just picking
Mhm.
up the program, just trying to keep, try to keep it alive. This weekend, it was nice because I went to go Christmas shopping for my family. And this is the first time I spent a significant amount of money
Yeah.
and didn't feel like bad about it afterwards, Like,
You must got good brand because that didn't happen to me yet.
Nah, I mean, I bought a few things, like some nice things for my family, and usually when I do that, like I stress out about it because I know for like the next month or so, for the next month or so, I'll be like, oh, I can't eat this, I can't do that. But now it's just like, oh yeah, this is dope. They're gonna enjoy it, and I don't have to stress too much because I know, I'll be good in the end.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, but that reevaluating how I want to pay off my debt, looking at like my credit card balance, car note, student loans, and seeing how to attack each of that, and just kind of reevaluating my financial goals in the next few months. But that's all for me. What about you, man?
I was after it this week, bro. Like on Tuesday of last week, like me and my girl sat down and we created like a to-do list, like a list of things we're getting done by the end of the week. And the only thing left we have is some house cleaning, you know what I'm saying?
That's stuff that could just wait.
Yeah, that's gonna get done later today. But yeah, like I found value in it because like I felt like I had a goal to meet, and it helped me like structure my days. So I felt like I was getting more out of all my days. Which leads us into today's topic, brought to you by my boy Marcel.
Take it Sponsored away, by Marcel Industries. So for the past few years, right, I feel like I've been trying to figure out how to be more productive, how to be more efficient and meaningful in the things I do. And when you go on YouTube, right, like one of the biggest and most popular topics you see is like this idea of morning routines. Like you see a video of like, oh, Bill Gates' morning routine and how he's so productive, right?
Or even just not even Bill Gates, like what millionaires do,
or even anybody, any YouTube influencer, right? They talk about their morning routine, and it's kind of had this like they act like that's what sets you up, right? That separates you, but you can try all these same routines and not have like the same effect on your day. Yeah. So I remember one time I was like considering the who was it? The Da Vinci, the Superman like sleep cycle, where you only sleep for like 20 minutes every 2 hours or something like that, every 4 hours. I forgot. Yeah, I don't know. It's not for me. But
do people actually do it?
I mean, I seen YouTubers try it, and they've been completely unsuccessful because it's just fucking ridiculous. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm curious on like what you think about your morning routine. Gee.
That you had your.
Jeez, I can't talk. Your morning routine.
Just morning or like.
Or any routine in reality, right? Because I feel like they're all related in the end.
Well, I'm definitely a believer in routine. Like my routine has routines change all the time, but my routine, like when I felt best about myself was when my routine was consistent. And so like I mentioned to you, the power of consistency is I feel like something within a routine that needs to be valued. Like Rome wasn't built in one night, and like I said, like we have this weekly to-do list, and it gave me a goal, right? These are small goals, obviously, because it's on a weekly basis. You can only get so much done in 1 week, right? And so with that, we have a structure now where I can schedule my days and create it doesn't even have to be like a set route. Like when I think of a routine, I'm thinking of it contains X, Y, and Z, right? Now your routine may be more strict, like yours might be like, I have to do X from this time to this time, Y from this time to this time, and Z from this time to this time. But for me, I've always, just functioned better off of as long as I get X, Y, and Z in my day, then I'm good. And so I used to be like that past example where I had to have like I was a morning grinder.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like get up at 5 a.m. You see, like you hear about it, like you up while everybody's sleeping, you working while everybody's sleeping, blah blah blah. Until my good friend told me, he was like, well, I can do that while you go to sleep at night, and now you sleeping and I'm working like at night, and it's like it's the same thing. Like everybody gets the same amount of time. It just matters how you use that time. So for my routine, I just think consistency is so key. So like whatever you're doing within your daily routine, as long as you're consistent with it and you like follow through with that routine until completion, until it needs to evolve. That's how I feel about mine.
I kind of agree, but then I get into this point where I can be consistent in a routine, and yet I still feel like I'm not getting what I can done. And then I change it up one day, and then I feel so much better. So one example was I used to be a night owl. So I used to be the dude that could stay up till 3 or 4 in the morning and then wake up like at 9 o'clock and be fine. Yeah. Nowadays, that doesn't work that way. Nowadays, I have to, have at least 8 hours of sleep. If not, I'm not getting anything done. Oh, yeah. Getting them late 20s, But yeah, so I think for me, I have to be a lot more introspective and aware of like how my body's feeling to make me understand what's working for me and what's not. So recently I've put into my routine every night I'm trying to go to bed at a certain time. It's not always solid, right? I always say like 12:30, but then sometimes it might be like 1 if I'm doing something, or it might be like midnight if I'm a little tired. Yeah, it's late, and then I'll try to wake up like at 8 a.m. right? But at the same time I'll do that, but then I tell myself, okay, before I go to sleep, I'm gonna not be on my phone for an hour, right? And I'm gonna read for maybe 30-40 minutes. Okay. And then, in the morning, as soon as I wake up, I'll log on. First I'll go take a shower, just kind of wake myself up. I'll log on, check my email, check what I have to do for the day. And then as soon as I know I have nothing immediately due, I go make coffee for me and my girl, and then I wake my girl up. So that's like around 9:30. And so far it's been the most productive I felt in a long time.
So you're creating your routine as like your day goes.
Yeah, it seems like it. As the weeks pass by, I add like one new thing, right, to see if it works, and if it doesn't, then I try to take it out. Okay. But I feel like I wonder if you feel like this, right? Because I know you said consistency. For mine, it's definitely not consistent because every day I'm trying something new. Right. Do you feel like your routine is a learning process, like it's constantly evolving, or do you feel like you're the type of person that could just have the one routine forever and be good with it?
No, like I said, it's an evolving thing, but this is so like, let me just give you a practical example. Like I'm going to give you my schedule, like in the things that I'm working on. Right. So just some of my responsibilities, like, let me see, where's this list at? I don't even know where it's at. Okay. So like just a list of my responsibilities, like, yeah, I'm a father, I'm a fiance. I have a full-time job, but I also have things that I want to accomplish, in the near future. And so like some of those things, like, so for my career, I have a it's called the Fundamentals of Engineering exam. It's a certification that you get to like, just progress in your career. So I have that I'm studying for, that I'm taking it at the end of January. So I have that I have to think about. I have my full-time job, and then I have my family. But then I also have like, like my entrepreneur, like voyeurs that I want to go on, And so, so I have those two things that I make myself, I'm gonna get at least like how remember Forrest's comment on, okay, maybe I get
like 2 hours.
6 hours. Yeah. Yep, 2 hours, 6 hours. If y'all haven't seen that, go watch that interview. But So I made sure that when I was creating this schedule, like I put that in there. So I put in, I wake up, I go to work. Um, I wake up and I get to work in time to know that I'll get out of work at a specific time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm done at a, I want to get done around 4:30. Sometimes it goes a little bit over like to 5. But anyways, so then I know that with this test, my goal is I want to study 2 days on, 1 day off for 2 hours at a time on the weekdays. And then on the weekends, I'm trying to get 3 to 4 hours in. Right. So that's into my schedule. Then I alternate days. So 2 days or 1 day I'm working on my website that I've been working on for a little bit, and the other day I'm doing research on this business that I'm trying to start up. So
Okay.
it's like it's so I have these things and they're interchangeable, But then I also have my time for my family because I got to be there for everybody else too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like I said, I'm not a schedule where I have things like I'm going to do this from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That just doesn't work for me. I got too much responsibility to where I can't control my schedule that much. It's just not going to work. And so I have to have that flexibility, right? But I wasn't always like that. Like I said, I used to be the scheduled guy. And so, I mean, there's so much that goes into building your routine, but it's all personal to you. But you can't lie to yourself at the end of the day. You know if you're actually making moves or not. And so to keep that, just conscious.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think for me, I was the same way. I for a long time I tried to do the schedule where like, okay, on my Google Calendar I have from 6 to 8 p.m. I'm just doing, at the time I was trying to learn how to code, Python work. But then I would get to 6 p.m., I had a long day before that. In reality, I would log on, I wouldn't be getting anything accomplished, so it was unproductive. But then I realized the days where I had to, I just kind of went with the flow and understood how I felt. And I think it's important to understand how your body feels that day. Like, I think self-discipline and what's the word I'm looking at? And not dexterity. I don't know. What's the word where you can just keep pushing on? Whatever. You guys get what I'm trying to say. Where you can just keep pushing on is great, but there's just some days where you just can't.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Totally.
Like I know there's some days where I had something planned, like, all right, I want to be this productive. I want to get this done, and I just can't because I'm not focused. I'm not paying attention. I'm not, I'm not putting out the best work I can.
Something I think that you should think about for anybody watching who's like, I no doubt think that if you actually, whether you call it a routine or not, but whatever's on your mind, like for what you have to do that day, those who are kind of pre-active or proactive. I don't know why I said pre-active. What? You didn't even correct me.
I didn't even catch it.
Those who are proactive, right? I feel like 9 times out of 10 are going to be are going to accomplish what they want more than those who are just going through the day and realize like, oh, I have to do this, and are just tending to the things that fall right in front of them. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree with that too. I feel like if you do have some type of like schedule or a to-do list where you have to get things done, those are the days where I definitely feel more productive because I know what to do. Compared to the days where I don't have a schedule, I don't have or not a set schedule. I don't have a to-do list or things I need to knock out, and I just kind of forget things I need to do.
Yeah.
Like that used to happen to me all the time at school where I wouldn't write down my assignments due, and then all of a sudden at 11 p.m. the night before, the night an assignment's due, I'm rushing trying to get it finished. And of course, it made other things fall off my plate.
I think it's important to just think about the importance of a routine, not so much a schedule, but just a routine. Like your routine, it should reflect your expectations of yourself.
Okay.
Like,
explain.
If you want to be, someone that is doing, let's put it like this. So if I'm trying to be like uh, super efficient, then my schedule should reflect, or my routine should reflect efficiency. Like there should be no wasted time. Like I feel like someone who has an efficient routine is then thinking like opposite of what you did. Not saying that you're not efficient, but like perfect example. I have a coworker ahead of like, so the day before, like he fills up his water bottle. He does everything. Like I think dude puts toothpaste on his toothbrush the night before, literally, so that when he gets up, everything is like he's cutting off seconds of his day.
Yeah, man.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like his routine literally reflects his expectations of himself
and what he wants to
and
accomplish.
what he wants to accomplish in that day.
Yeah, I think that's a great point because, you know, I found myself, and I find a lot of people claim they don't have a lot of time to do something and they don't get something done. But then you look at their day, right? They look at what they did and you see a lot of slack time.
Yeah.
And we have to realize, right? We are not machines. We can't just turn it on and it's going to go 100%. Right. Like it takes some preparation. It takes some mental, you know, mind state to be ready to get something done. So if you say you want to be, you know, you want to be efficient the next day, but you're out until 3 a.m. drinking, and then you wake up and you're just kind of sloppy and you're running late.
It's not even,
that throws you way off.
It's not even that. Like I can't even tell you how many, like on a common occurrence, how many people I know would be like, dang, I don't know how people do it, and I know how they do it. They put their phones down. Like you know how many people will be like, I just don't have the time, but their screen time is like 6 hours.
6 hours. Yeah. I was in that boat, man. So I get it.
I don't get it. Like you got to expect what you're giving yourself. You can't expect to accomplish X, Y, and Z and then not actually be doing the work. This stuff does not just happen. It doesn't happen. And I feel like that's such an illusion around this culture right now.
Yeah, and I think, and again, it goes back to the routine, right? The expectations you're setting. If you say you want to be, you know, you want to be productive, you want to be active, you have to understand not only does a routine mean what time you wake up and what you're doing, but also means what you're feeding yourself.
Yeah.
With the way you're sitting, you know, the kind of setup you have in your, you know, your workstation, what time you're eating. Because I know I've had days where I'm like, oh, I'm just going to work through lunch. Then by like 3 o'clock, I'm all groggish and angry because I'm, you know, my blood sugar's low, I'm hungry, or whatever, right? So it's understanding that, again, we are an organic system. We're not machines. We can't just turn it on. There are things that have to go into our days and our body and our mindset that get us to do these things. Yeah. So I like your coworker's example because I'm really considering limiting my wardrobe because imagine how much time you waste every morning. You get up, you take a shower, and then you sit there like, all right, what am I gonna wear?
Well, working from home, I'm not gonna lie.
And that's what I've noticed. Now that I don't have to worry about that. I feel so much better afterwards, right? I don't spend an hour trying to get ready, looking good for work. Now I'm just like, all right, just wash my hair, brush my teeth, you know, wash my face, and throw on a shirt that doesn't look too raggedy.
Right. No, I feel that, bro. But I don't know. Like you can always flip. Like we're talking about like routine. So if you're looking to find some more time within your routine, just think about how you can use that time that you're spending on your phone. Like Marcel, me and him had a conversation earlier this week, and he was like, "Dang, you got all this stuff. When are you doing it?" And I told him like, I'm just changing how I'm using stuff. So like. Usually I'm on my phone. Everybody, it's 2020. Like most people are going to be on their phone. You know what I'm saying? Wasting time or on social media. But I realize there's two sides to social media. There's the passive side, the people who are, you know, using it for personal use, getting their jokes off, you know, whatever. And they're entertained. But there's also the side where people are getting content out. They're networking. They're being active to the point where it's going to benefit them, you know? And
for sure.
And like that's just where the change was for me. Like, so now my screen time will probably be the same, but I'm shifting how I'm using it. So I feel like that's a win for me.
Yeah. And I completely agree. For me, I notice for myself, whenever I'm on social media too much, then not only is it one wasting my time, but it makes me feel worse afterwards.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is, right? It's something about going through
You just
social
feel
media,
lazy
seeing
afterwards.
things.
You're just like,
Yeah, I just feel really groggish and nasty and
Mhm.
just kind of in my head about a lot of things.
Mhm.
So what I did, I implemented some limiters on my phone.
Oh,
So if
okay.
you have an iPhone, you can set screen limits,
Mhm.
right, or time limits. So where if you're on, Instagram for more than 30 minutes, it locks it,
Yeah.
and you have to go through a process of adding more time just to be able to get on it.
Yeah.
Another thing I did, there's a new thing on the new iOS upgrade, where you can set like a sleep time,
Mhm.
to where at a certain time your phone will literally lock itself and have the same thing, dim the lights, and it like just it goes on do not disturb. You're not getting any emails or any texts or any calls unless it's super important.
Yeah.
So I started trying to do that just so I can make sure that my daily schedule, my routine doesn't include too much of that time.
Yeah.
Another thing is I've changed the way my lighting works. So, in the afternoon when I'm kind of tired, I'm not feeling like I'm in a dark room wanting to
Mhm.
go to sleep, right? And I even try to implement, certain times that I eat, and there's a lot that goes into it that you will realize you waste time on, or that waste your energy that you haven't really thought of before.
Mhm. You mentioned something earlier. You mentioned what you feed yourself, and like that's so big. That is so big. I can't even explain to you how um, instead of when you are sitting there reading nonsense, um, or just with not even nonsense, but if you don't have a purpose behind it, you're giving your energy out, right? And
Yep.
start feeding yourself with stuff that gives you your energy, that's pouring into you. Like I I can't even lie to you. Like there's certain things I read about and I feel energized afterwards. I'm not reading books, but like certain articles, I'm energized afterwards. But if the article is about a different topic that I don't like, I feel tired. Like
Yep.
you asked me to read something for like a work document, like I'm like, oh, this is gonna be tough. I'm tired
Yeah.
afterwards. But if it's feed yourself is what I'm saying. Give yourself some energy. Give yourself some knowledge.
Stimulation.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
whatever does it for you. I
I
definitely feel
completely
like
agree.
putting that in your system. Follow and if it comes to social media, follow accounts that do that same thing.
Go on a unfollow like purge. I've done that several times
Hmm.
where I just go through, all right, this is who people that I don't want to look at their stuff anymore,
Hmm.
right? Unfollow,
Yeah,
unfollow, unfollow. And no one's gonna blame you. And I know some people are like, oh, my followers to following ratio. Like, who cares?
I gave that up a long
Really?
time ago.
Yeah, I follow, like, most of the people I follow are like business accounts and celebrities, and then I only have like 400 followers.
Yeah,
Like, what's the difference? In most of the cases, you're not gonna see all those people's content
it's
anyways,
not going to
because
affect your bag anyways. Like your
yeah,
ratio don't it doesn't matter. you
yeah,
you're not it's a public opinion. I'm so over
yeah.
public opinion, by the way.
Honestly, at this point,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Anyways,
Right?
all of this stuff goes into like the fulfillment of your day, bro. All like feeling fulfilled. I know we've all had days where we're like, damn, I ain't get nothing done.
Yeah, or you're like loathing the fact that your day you didn't get to do things you wanted to do,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Like, you could be super productive,
Hmm.
but then still feel like, oh man, today kind of sucked,
Hmm.
right? Like,
Was there ever a moment in your life where let's say there was an event and that event was kind of like um a test of your ability, skill, whatever, and it made you go back and realize that your schedule or routine was not getting it done?
oh man, several. So for a long time, when I was my last year of college,
Hmm.
um, well, actually, anyways, let's skip that.
Yeah.
So for my last year of college,
Hmm.
I was going to school,
Hmm.
right, finishing up. I had a part-time internship
Hmm.
with an IT company,
Yeah.
and then I was still running the basketball program,
Yeah.
right? So my days would literally look like this. I would get up, I would either go to class or go to the office early, right? So let's say I went to the office, I'd go to the office till 12. I get out of the office, I would rush over to school. Then I'd get out of school around 5 o'clock. Then I'd get changed and rush over to practice, right? Then I'm there till 9 o'clock, and then I get out. And then realize I still had all this homework to do and all this other stuff I had to do for work that I didn't have any time or didn't spare any time to do,
Hmm.
right? So my days felt like they were just like continuously going. Like I never felt like I had a break.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized while I was in the office, right, I would take 15-minute breaks just, scrolling through social media,
Mm-hmm.
doing nothing.
Yeah.
When I could have got something quickly done,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
While I'm at school, in between my classes, I'm just sitting around bullshitting when I could have done some of my homework.
Yeah.
Right? Then on my way to practice, right? I'm over there listening to trap music or rap music or whatever, things that made me feel honestly didn't help me much. I didn't get hype going to practice listening to that.
But so my question is like, was there, say, a test, or did your boss call you out? Like, did something happen that where somebody was like, what are you doing?
Yes. So let me tell you,
Right.
I'm juggling all these things, right? And they're all falling.
Mm-hmm.
So at work, they're kind of upset because I wasn't being as productive as I needed to be,
Mm-hmm.
right? I didn't get something done, or my communication was failing because my schedule was all out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the biggest complaint was my schedule was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
2, my grades started to kind of slip a little bit because I wasn't getting the homework done.
Mm-hmm.
3, I personally felt like my practices weren't as efficient as they could have been, right? I wasn't getting the kids what they needed to be successful in games.
Right.
So all of this was because I was not planning my days out accordingly.
Yeah.
I could literally, if I would have just sat down, I could have had a set time for when I would be in the office and when I wouldn't. So I could just communicate that to my, at the time, my boss,
Mm-hmm.
to let her know, hey, look, I'll be here from 8 to 12 Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then Tuesday, Thursdays, I'll be here from 12 to 3,
mm-hmm.
right? Or 12 to 4.
Yeah.
Right? All that maybe took 5 minutes to do,
mm-hmm.
if I would just sat down and did it. Right? If I cut out 2 hours of social media that in my day, that'd have been enough time to do most of my homework, right?
Yeah.
Or at least get started because me and my classmates all work together,
mm-hmm.
right? For my practices, if I would have spent, the hour or so while I'm driving instead of listening to trap music just thinking about what I wanted to get done that day,
mm-hmm.
that would have helped me set up a practice plan that would have, been really beneficial for my kids.
Yeah.
Right? So just little changes here and there. And not only that, I had to change my diet and I had to change the times I ate because I realized I was just running back and forth. I never set time to eat.
mm-hmm.
So by the time I get to my class, I'm not paying attention because I'm so hungry. Right? And I also realized I was going to bed too late. I would get home from work. I would, watch TV, do some homework at the same time, and then finish at like 2 a.m. Then I had to wake up again at like 6:30.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to be blind to your own bullshit, though.
Yeah, but, man. Like, and you think you're doing stuff.
Hey, can I call you out? I gotta call you out on something, bro. Remember?
Go ahead.
When was this? It might have been like last year or within this past year. But we were talking. Me and you were talking about like, you were like, I don't have any money. You know what I'm talking about?
No, you can go ahead. You can call it out.
You were like, I don't have any money. I was like, what do you mean? You're always doing something. Like you're working. You're like constantly busy. How do you not have money? And he was like, man, I don't know. And he was like, think it's what I've been eating. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, dude, I go out like 6 days a week. I was like, what? This man eating out every single day.
There was, bro.
Like,
okay,
that's the answer right there. Like you eat good. Like you're eating good. You're like, chill out.
Yeah, man. I remember I did my budget. At one point in time, I was spending like $1,500 to $1,600 a month on just eating out.
Man.
$1,500 to $1,600. That was more than my rent.
And then have the nerve to complain that you ain't got.
They say that I didn't have money. Yeah.
Man.
And again, that's because I never made the time to go grocery shop.
Yeah.
Or cook food because I claimed I never had time. When on the weekends, all I did was,
chill and watch that's TV. The importance of this. Like, that's why I just want to kind of bring this thing like full circle. When I was talking about like your routine will reflect your expectations of yourself. So like the more that you want to get out of yourself, you have to reflect that in your routine. Like every goal that you want manifested. That's why you hear people saying manifest it, say it, because then you're thinking about it more. Then you're going to actually put it into practice because the things that are on the front of your mind are the things that you're going to do throughout the day. So like you really have to put these expectations into daily practice. Yeah. To get what you want.
I agree. Now tell me, you like to call me out. Tell me about a time where you got tested, where your schedule wasn't up to par.
I mean, I just sometimes like I feel like I think that I'm finessing my schedule.
You
And
think?
yeah,
Okay.
like I'll say like with school for a while, like I thought I was good. Like I was so let's go back last year. I was a senior. It's like, I got school down packed. Like it's engineering, so it's a little bit difficult, but like for the most part, oh, so this is what it was. I was in engineering, so I was in engineering school. I'm a fifth year senior, and I'm taking a 200 level class, which is a sophomore level class. So I'm thinking instantly like, oh, it's about to be a breeze, right?
Hmm.
And that's like, cause I got 500 level, 400 level, like grad courses and senior level courses on my schedule. So I'm thinking like, okay, I'll spend most of my time on these, and that one, I'm just gonna wing it.
Hmm.
First test came back. Boy got a solid F. Yeah. And so I was like, damn, like I'm doing my homework and stuff like that, but it just it just wasn't working. And so it was a big wake up call because the teacher just I don't know if it like handed grades back like later on in the semester. Like it took a while for me to find out that I got an F on it. And so it was like it was coming up, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, dang, I can't go out like that because some of my like scholarship money had like it would just a lot was riding on me getting higher than like I had to get like a B or something in that class.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, dang, like I really need to take like everything more serious. And so it's kind of made me reshape everything that I was doing at the time. But like it doesn't have to be the biggest wake up call to tell you that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so
It could be
that's
something simple, right?
exactly that's just a
You just
small
get you can get a C on an assignment that was easy, but you realize you got a C because you didn't take the time to do it.
yeah.
It could be anything,
Hmm.
right? I think going back to your talk about like having a fulfilling day, I
Hmm.
think that's a big test too,
Hmm.
right? So one thing we struggle with constantly, we talk about that we don't even realize is a lot of the times we look at it like our days are like, oh man, I gotta work and then I gotta do this and I gotta do that and then I gotta do it again all over again tomorrow,
Hmm.
right? And so I think part of our routine, in order to avoid this burnout, is setting time to do things you like to do. Like I remember at a few podcasts or shows back or episodes back, I talked about taking breaks, right?
Hmm.
And there's a big negative connotation on like the grind culture of like
Hmm.
taking breaks and now you got to grind 24/7. But if you do that, right, Forrest mentioned it, you can't get burnt out.
Hmm.
Because once you get burnt out, it's not as simple as like, oh, I'm just going to take 2 days and get back at it.
Hmm.
Like in reality, it takes a few weeks to months just to recover back into that state of feeling ready to do something.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's important that throughout the day that yeah, you're working on a lot of things and you're getting this and this and this done, but take a 15-minute break, man. Go drink some
Yeah,
coffee and just hang out.
bro.
Go read a
I
newspaper.
can
Go.
attest to that because like I had a lot on my schedule this summer, and
Hmm.
uh, I got burnt out. And so like the things that I actually like to do, I stopped doing.
Yeah.
And like I lost just because it wasn't on my mind. Like I lost my like my hosting for my website. Like all my stuff expired, and so I
Uh-huh.
lost everything I had done on the website. And
Damn.
I hadn't done like created a backup. I hadn't done anything because it just complete like I was done with it. I was like, there's nothing I can do right now. It is so important to take a break.
Yeah, man. And it could be something simple, right?
Mhm.
It could be like, at your lunchtime, instead of just like loathing the fact that you have to go back in a couple hours, like in an hour,
Mhm.
go to your favorite restaurant if you can, all right? Or pack a good lunch and have something to read, or
Hey man, I love
do
going to
something that
restaurants.
re-energizes you throughout the day, right? Yeah, just do something that re-energizes you throughout the day. Once you get off of work, like I know you might like to watch Netflix, but how about you don't watch Netflix for a few hours, right?
Yeah.
And you just go to the park and then go hoop or go play tennis. Probably not right now because of COVID, but just something, right, that keeps you fresh.
Yo, did you hear me?
No, I didn't hear
I
you.
said, man loves going to restaurants.
Yeah, I do, man. But I like it, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
now
Hey,
I don't be like me and just
yeah.
be out of your budget doing it, right? Like be responsible. Make sure well
Yeah.
maybe on a Friday night you go out with your friends for a
Mhm.
couple of drinks or something. Something keep you energized because if you just keep grinding out and your
Mhm.
routine consists of just that,
Mhm.
like you might think you're being productive and then all of a sudden you get burnt out and your production goes way low. Your efficiency drops more than you think it does.
Yeah, 110%. Um, Also, like, I feel like it's so easy, and this is just like, I feel like we could touch on this damn near with every single topic we have. This is just like the essence of the show, The Gradual Grind, is like it's so easy to overlook the the scale of what you do in one day. Like you're doing a minute, a small task, but like I said, it's gonna your routine has to reflect what you expect out of yourself. Like
Yeah,
this is something greater. So like make sure that at the end of the day you are appreciative of the work that you're doing for yourself, because that's what it's for. This, like, having a fulfilled day, that's for you. That's it. You can feel good at the end of the day. Like
yep,
if you're doing stuff that's making you feel good and you're achieving goals, like you gonna definitely go leaps and bounds amongst the greater population.
for sure. I agree,
Yeah.
and I think it's important to know that you're working for a means to an end,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that what you're doing has to be the end, right? It's a
Exactly.
means to the end. You can take the breaks, you can relax, you can enjoy the journey. You don't have to just be miserable trying to get to somewhere that you might never reach,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think one thing that comes to mind when I'm thinking about fulfillment and like routine is the idea of when you get older not having regrets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, you're gonna have regrets. We're gonna regret something like, oh damn, I should have took that trip to Bali when I
Yeah.
was
Right.
35 or whatever, right? But I never want to look back, and I've been guilty of this already. I don't want to look back and be like, oh man, like why did I just spend all that time doing that? I could have vacationed a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I could have, implemented me working out, a couple days a week, or I could have, implemented more time, with my family and friends, or just
Yeah.
more something that made my days feel better instead of it just being a blur. And the
Mm-hmm.
next thing I know, I'm, you know,
Or how many of us is like have like loathed something that we're doing, and then like you get to the end and you're like, you look back and you're like, not that you want to do it again, but you're like, I remember those days. Like I have literally, so I'm studying for this exam, right? And so my sophomore year, I used to study with one of my teammates for like Calc 2. And we used to like be up like late, not late, but like we were studying like 7 to 10, and in this like room, and it had a piano. And like when we would take our breaks, we would mess around on the piano and try to learn songs or
oh
whatever.
yeah,
Like we just messing around. But like during the time we were like, man, this sucks. This sucks, right? Like school is trash. I want to be done.
yep,
But how come now, 3 or 4 years later, I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, like I enjoyed that. It made me better.
because and honestly, what
I
you
wish
probably
I
don't.
could have pulled that emotion out during the day, because maybe I would have been happier with myself at that time.
Well, yeah, hindsight's 2020, right?
Yeah.
But I guarantee you remember those days being fun because like what you mentioned, the piano and
Yeah.
like you're trying to make songs,
Yeah.
right? There's those little things that make a moment worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's admit it. Like Forrest said, there's gonna be a point in time where everyone hates their job, no matter what you're doing. You could be doing your dream job, and at one point you'll be like, "Fuck,"
Mm-hmm.
right? But it's gonna be that one little moment that you take that makes it all worth it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, for example, there's some days where I'm like going to practice, and I'm like, "Man, these kids just aren't getting it. This is so frustrating. Like, I don't want to be here."
Mm-hmm.
And then we go into a game, and everything we worked on, even if they do one little thing, paid off.
Yeah.
Right, I saw a kid that never scored before dice someone up and get a layup.
Yeah.
Like that makes it worth it, right?
Yeah.
And then we take the time to celebrate those little wins, those
Mhm.
little, those little times.
Yeah.
So, like he says, man, there's gonna be things you're not gonna enjoy doing. There's things that
Man,
we have to do and grind out.
you just
but
dropped a
add
gem.
those little moments.
You just dropped a gem. Celebrate the little wins, and the little wins are in your everyday routines.
Every day.
Yes.
Celebrate
That's a
something
win.
every day.
That's a win.
You know, I recently implemented this with my boss. So you remember I told y'all she called me out on something not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so weekly we have our meetings where we talk about what's been going on with the week.
Yeah.
So one thing I've been doing now is, instead of letting her call me out on stuff, one thing that she had mentioned and I agreed with is, I'm gonna call myself out on stuff. Like, this is what I could have done better this week, right? But I also didn't like that mentality, like, oh, every week I got to look at something that's bad,
Yeah.
right? So instead, what I started doing is I would frame what I did and what I could have done to improve, and then I also added 3 wins at the bottom.
Yeah, that's dope.
Like, this is what I did well. And I make sure to make those the biggest emphasis because it's important to realize that I did something right. I'm not just messing up all the time. Because I feel like a lot of people get into this habit of like, oh, like when their boss talks to them, it's just always bad because they're never doing anything right. But you have to mention like, this is what I did right, right? And yeah, things slipped. I'm not going to be 100%, but this is what I did right, and they're big wins.
I like that, man.
So, yeah.
You said celebrate every day. That's something I'm gonna carry on. I like that.
That's a daily thing, man. And sometimes even the celebration is shit. I woke up early today. That's a win. I'm gonna just go make myself a nice coffee, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna treat myself to something, or like celebrate those little things because they add the value to your day. They're what makes everything fulfilling.
That's dope. That was dope. That was fire.
For sure. Flames. I'm about to put that super hot fire.
Oh. But
man, I miss those days.
Right, man. Hey, I got a lot out of that. You know, it's cool. It's cool to talk to people, and it's cool to kind of realize there's like shared ideas in conversations that we've been having, and like just for me to see all of it like come around it's so dope. And I hope that other people who eventually, you know, come through to watch all of the videos, it's just they see it too, and it helps them along their journey, because
man,
it's helping me a lot.
I'm not gonna lie, these videos aren't for everybody. It's hard to sit down and watch two just dudes talk about something for 45 minutes. Not always particular to your day, but I feel like everybody can get some value out of this.
Oh yeah,
because we're not trying to give any advice, or we're not trying to tell you what to do, but this is what we experience, and I feel like a lot of people our age experience the same thing. Not even just people our age, people any age experience.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I hope you guys can get value out of this. We're not really trying to get much out of this. We're just trying to, you know, add what we can to the world.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also,
all right, so just
go ahead.
You
got it.
No, I was just gonna wrap it up, but I thought you had something else to say.
Yeah, I was just letting them know we do got some more people coming, and I definitely think y'all gonna like it. You know, we working. Hey,
for sure.
Like I had people because we have started posting. We haven't started posting like on the Gradual Grind social media, but we've been posting on our personal social medias. But like someone reached out to me and they were like, hey, this is dope. There's a lot of value in this. I was like, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's rough around the edges now, but like every week we're getting better. Like
I'm about to have my editing game on point.
We're getting much better.
Yeah.
And sure. I'm just excited, you know, as we get to meet more people and talk to more people and share more ideas, and just have like a larger audience reach. I feel like this whole conversation is just gonna, you know, help a lot of people. So
yeah, especially because there's going to be topics that are brought to us that we probably didn't think about.
Yeah,
that could be important to talk about.
For
sure. If you're watching this and you've been watching this, feel free to add a topic, whatever it is. It could be, you know, maybe we talk about what we eat and, you know, our budgets or whatever, right? And we can have those discussions and see what other people think and what we think.
Yeah.
Sure. But I guess just to wrap it up, so, you know, going back to the routine, you know, make sure you have a consistent-ish routine, right? That you're constantly evolving as you realize what's working for you and what's not. But it is important to have a routine. Don't just try to wing everything, because as we've experienced, it doesn't work out so well.
Yeah.
Right? Set expectations for yourself. You know, understand what you want to accomplish, and then mold your routine around that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, make sure you're taking time for yourself, making the journey worth it, not just something that seems like a chore or a job or, you know, just a drag. Because that's what you'll remember in the end. Even when you reach that ultimate goal, you'll be like, oh yeah, but those last few years sucked. I'm like, no, you should be like, oh yeah, but these last 5 years were fun because of all these little things here and there. So, anything else you want to add on that?
Celebrate every day.
Celebrate every day.
That's fire.
Pop bottles every day.
Drake said, what he said, drinking every night because we drink to my accomplishments.
My accomplishments. Hey, yeah, I don't know about that. That's definitely alcoholism. I don't recommend that.
Anyways, celebrate every day. Enjoy your week. We back at you with some more fire.
Sure.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.